Hello, this is Brenda Cook with www.cardscraps.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and tonight I just want to show you a new card I just made and show you how I put it together because I thought it was kind of cool. I'm using all Stampin' Up! Products here. I'm using craft cardstock, chocolate chip cardstock, and also very vanilla cardstock. I also have chocolate chip ribbons, and the stamp sets I'm using are backwoods and also grade 8 greetings. This is a dad card. You could use it for Father's Day, or you could also use it for birthday. It's definitely a masculine card, no doubt about it. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to run the craft card base through the Big Shop with one of the texture plates. A very cool effect. I hope you can see how it's got this like a wood grain in the background. Okay. Now what I've got here is I have put the cardstock into the sandwich like this. I've got some extra white cardstock on the bottom because I only want to emboss one side of this. And I've got the card opened. Now I'm going to put on the silicone rubber mat. Notice how I've tried to center everything up, keeping the edge of the cardstock there. Then I'm going to put the impressions mat on. Let's put it through. Now I've not run it through the extra cardstock, but I think it should still work on the bottom. It's tough. Okay, it just did a light impression right here. Just to make sure I've got this squared up again. Of course, you could use a bone folder to do that. In fact, it would be better because I don't want y'all to forget who I'm with. And first of all,
You married a great little sister who had forbidden fruit. You were 25.
I took the trees in the backwoods stamp set, and I stamped this side, then I stamped this side. Then I took a baby wipe, and I actually wiped out this part right here, wiped it off where there was no ink, and then there was just a little bit of ink on that, and so then I went in and I stamped that. I sort of centered it. And it's sort of, because it's a lighter impression, lighter ink color, and it gives a depth of field there. It looks like it's in the background. And you'll see more about it when I get it posted. You can use snail or you can use glue. I chose to use snail. It's a little bit faster. When I work around the back, I do it in the opposite directions because I think it gives it a little bit firmer hold. And take the center of this on the brown cardstock. Again, I like to do mine vertically. It seems that I get a better feel.
Hey, your mom's coming into town. Good times.
Okay. And take and put that on the cardstock. Sort of get a feel for it here, where I want it to go. That looks good. Topper's the same thing.
You're wearing an alarmingly high ponytail.
Your mother is coming.
Yeah, it looks pretty straight.
Swelling your brain is increasing rapidly.
Okay, I stamped the cabin, the same set, backwoods. I stamped it on craft paper and then I cut it out with my paper snips. Now on that, I'm actually going to use some dimensional so I can pop it up a little bit. I lined the bottom of the cabinet up sort of to cover at the bottom of the trees and try to center it as much as I can. Yeah, it gives you a 3D look. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place the ribbon on there. And I'm going to take and center it up like this. And it's okay if it's off a little bit because we can trim it after we get finished. And I'm trying to center it here and here and here and here. And the next thing I'm going to do, so it's a little crooked. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the paper piercer and I'm going to make a hole where I want to put my brads, and it's going to go through the ribbon and also the cardstock. I'm going to do one end at a time. Be careful doing this. Paper piercer has got sharp, sharp, sharp end. Flip it over.
Would you feel differently if you knew that I was beaten as a child? Every day. It's how I learned to read. I used to hide under the sink and sound out the letters on the detergent box.
I'm going to try and swirl that around a little bit because it's going to be showing on the inside of the card. I want it to sort of look like so. And you can just take your scissors and snip off this little thread.
What's wrong with you, kid?
So you'll have a good clean edge.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to open it back up and I'm going to do the same thing again. Now you can go ahead and trim the edge off now, or you can trim it later. I'm going to do it later. Take my whole pierce out. Alright, bingo.
We drink juice, we drink soda.
Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is I stamped from the 8 Great Greetings, the dad motive. I thought it was very appropriate for Father's Day, and it looks pretty good too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on the chocolate chip. And you want to try to center it.
This car runs great. I promise.
And I'm going to put it on the back of the chocolate chip.
Carfax provides a vehicle history report so you can buy a used car with more confidence. Get it free at thousands of reputable dealers. Just say, show me the Carfax.
And where I'd like for this to be is sort of centered down here. And I want it to like actually butt up against it or even go under it a little bit. Okay. Then you're going to take your scissors and go back and trim. Here's your finished card. You're ready to give to that special man in your life or to your father. Doesn't matter. It looks really good. Okay, this is Brenda Cook signing off, and this is no special techniques other than using the texture plates and just mostly, you know, using some of the components that we use in card making. Till the next time, goodbye.